Hi! This instructional video is an extension to finding the volume of prisms. On this one, however, we're going backwards. What's given, for example, number 1 is the actual volume. And what's given also is the area of the base. The base is 16 millimeters squared. And the total volume is telling you is 144 millimeter square. Not meter. I mean meter. Millimeter cube. There we go. And what they're looking for is the x, the height on this prism, that is. Okay? Alright, so let me give a demonstration on number 1, and you could try numbers 2 and 3 on your own. Here's what we have. The volume is 144 millimeter cubed. And we have to use the volume formula. The volume for any kind of prism is capital B times the height. And the capital B represents the area of that base on which this prism is standing on. This time we don't have to find the area because it's already given to you. So all we have to do is substitute all the variables. So the volume is given as 144. So we're going to say 144 millimeter cubed, because that's the volume, and that equals the area of the base. But the area of the base is given as 16 millimeter squared. What we do not know is the height, the x, that is. So let's put the x over there, because that's what the height represents. So we're going to solve for x. And on number 1, it's quite easy. We're going to use the algebraic property called division property of equality. What that means is to solve for x, we're going to get rid of the coefficient 16 millimeter squared. And to do that, we're going to divide that coefficient on the right and on the left, because that's what equation means. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you must do it to the other, so that they equal at all times. So on the right side, 16 millimeters squared, they simplify to a 1. So it becomes 1x, or simply x on the right. Now on the left side, we have to go 144 divided by 16. So let's use a calculator for that. 144 divided by 16. And that, ooh, nice and simple number, 9. Now how do you do this one? Well, there's 2 millimeters. There's 3 of them upstairs. So 2 of those millimeters can simplify 2 of the 3 upstairs, leaving you with just 1 of the millimeter units. So what is that height? It is going to be 9 millimeters. Okay? So the height is in fact 9 millimeters tall. So now why don't you try numbers 2 and 3 on your own. Alright. So number 2. The volume is given to you as 84 inch cubed. And what's given is the height of that triangle, but the base is not given. It's x. And what's also given is the height of the prism. So let's go and use the formula for the volume of the prism. V is equal to capital B times height. And what is the base of this prism? Well, the area, the base that is 1/2 base times height. So let's go ahead and take this. That's the area of the triangle which serves as the base of this prism. So let's take this and substitute in for that base. So we go V is equal to the base, which is the area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. And let's put that in parentheses so we don't get confused with this height, which is the height of the prism. Okay, it's not the same thing. No. All right. So V is equal to 1/2. Wait a minute. I forgot to substitute. Nix that one. So we know what the V is. The volume is 84 inch cubed. So 84 inch cubed. That's the volume. And on the right side, 1/2, well, that's a given. That's part of the formula for the area of a triangle. The base is what we do not know. See that right there? So let's put an X there. Times the height of that triangle, which is part of that area. So that's 4 inches. Let's put that in parentheses so we don't get confused with any others. And the height of this prism is 7 inches. So let's put a 7 right there. There we go. Now let's go and evaluate what's on the right side of the equation. So on the left side, we haven't done anything. So it's 84 inch cubed. On the right side is 1/2 times the x times 4 times 7 is 28. Inch times inches, inch squared. And let's go and evaluate this guy as well. Well, we could go, what's 1/2 of 28? Well, that's going to be 14 inch squared times the x. And he's go to, on the left side, we haven't done anything, so it's 84 inch cubed. Still looking good. Now, to solve for x, that's what we're looking for, the base. We have to get rid of 14 inch squared. And to do that, we're going to, just like over here on number 1, division property of equality. Take that 14 inch square and divide it to both sides. So on the right side, 14 inch square simplifies to become 1x, or simply x. We're almost there. Now 14 goes into 84 6 times, I believe. 6 times 14 is 84. So 6 and inch square reduces inch cubed 2 times, so it remains with inch. So that is the base of this triangle right there. 6 inches. Huh? Did you try the third one yet? If you haven't, pause right now and try it. Don't worry, I'll wait. So, did your answer come out to be nice and pretty? If it didn't, you might want to check your work. Alright, so here's what I'm getting. Number 3. It's a classic rectangular prism. And the base, well, we don't know what the area is. We have the length, but we don't have the width. But we are given the volume, so here we go. The V is equal to capital B times the H. And the capital B this time represents this little area in which this prism is standing on. So area equals basically length times width. And some of you may have remembered this as being volume equals length times width times height. And that is why it becomes that 3 numbers being multiplied together. Yeah. So the V is given as 42 meter cubed. So let's put that 42 over here. Meter cubed. The length is given as 3 meters. 3 meters right there. What we do not know is the W, the width. And since the width is represented by an X, let's put an X right there. So times X. Times the height, which is given as 7 meters. So there's 7. Okay, now let's start solving for the missing X. To do that, let's go and multiply 3 meters and 7 meters together. We have 3 times 7 is 21. Meters and meter is meter squared times the X. And that equals on the left side 42 meter cubed. We haven't done anything with. Now we have to solve for X by getting rid of the coefficient 21 meters squared. And to do that, once again, divide 21 meters squared to both sides of the equation. Division property of equality, that is. So on the right side, 21 meters squared, they simplify to become 1x, or just simply x. Now, 21 goes into 42. Guess how many, huh? Yes, 2 times. 21 times 2 is 42. So 2 and meter square simplifies meter square of the 3. So that becomes meter left on the numerator. So the x is 2 meters, which is represented by the width 2 meters right there. All right? Ta-da! Now you could go forwards and backwards dealing with volumes of prisms. Good luck!